it is surprising to me that church members are so patient, not to say gullible, with some of the material they're asked to recite in public before God and man as an assertion of what they believe about the Son of God. In the Nicene Creed, I believe they're supposed to echo the words to the effect that Jesus, as Son, is begotten, not made. Now, if you were to ask any one of those millions of churchgoers what that actually means, I think they would have a hard time explaining it. I think it means almost nothing to them. Is that any different from saying that an item is man-made but not made by hand? I would venture to ask, if that is sensible, are we then to speak words that have no recognizable meaning in our language today as we make these huge declarations before God and man? No. The begetting of the Son originates, of course, not only in 9:6 of Isaiah, where the Son is going to be begotten, but also in Psalm 2, where the grand statement is that today, God says, I've begotten my Son. It's a prophecy. Today. Oh no, said Origen, today with God doesn't mean today. Now, if language can be handled in this manner, I doubt that we have any stable understanding of any of Scripture. It simply is nonsense to say that today with God means timelessness. So the notion of eternal generation, as Adam Clarke, among many, protested, is simply a nonsense statement. You cannot be eternally generated. To generate is to bring into existence in time. That cannot be a beginningless beginning. That would be no better than speaking of square circles and hot ice cubes and married bachelors. So isn't it time that we got back then to the sensible meaning of words to create the unity which we so much need? Today is a point in time, and on a given day then, about 2,000 years ago, the Son of God was begotten in the womb of Mary. That's perfectly clear. In Acts 13:33, Paul actually uses that idea of begetting to speak of the raising up, not resurrection in verse 33 of Acts 13, but the raising up, the putting on the human scene of the Messiah. That's exactly right. The begetting in the womb of Mary. And then in verse 34 of that same Acts 13, the raising from the dead by contrast, and another verse then is produced to confirm that. So this is very easy. There's a beginning to the Son of God. It's the begetting of the Son of God. 1 John 5:18. John is no stranger to this whole idea that we're discussing. 1 John 5:18. The one who is begotten, again, the aorist passive of beget, of now, yenithis, the one who is begotten, aorist tense, in time. That's Jesus, begotten, as all of those people knew in New Testament times, the one begotten supernaturally in the womb of Mary. All of which is to say simply that nobody in New Testament times thought that God could be born, much less that God could die. And I wonder if it isn't time for us to get real with these very easy concepts. God doesn't die, he's immortal. The immortal cannot die, although we sing that in one of those famous hymns. The immortal cannot die. This is the language then of married bachelors, square circles, and hot ice cubes.